Alright, welcome back to my blind challenge run, going through Ace Combat 7 on hard mode, using only machine guns on my very first playthrough of the game. Well, so far so good. We went through the first two missions, we got some practice, and so far at least, it's been quite manageable. But as far as I understand, we've only completed about 10% of the game yet. So we still have a long flight ahead. So let's continue onwards with mission 3.
Altitude reached, restrictions lifted. Good luck.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Golem and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Alright, so there we go again. I don't yet have access to the A-10 Thunderbolt, that's the plane with the double amount of machine gun ammunition. But given that I get a bonus for doing guns only after each mission, I do think I should already be able to try it out in the next mission. Of course I have to make it first through this one. And well, so hopefully I will not run out of ammo before I can even get the A-10. By the way, there is an option to redo the previous missions, which allows you to grind for extra money. Because the upgrades are really freaking expensive. Especially because you have to purchase everything that comes before the upgrade you want. You cannot just pick a specific upgrade and purchase it as soon as you have the required amount of money. Or MRP as it's called in this game. Fictional currency for an alternate history it seems. But the point is that you have to go through some really expensive upgrades, specifically planes of course, before I even have access to the stronger machine gun fire and the machine gun homing system. So even though I really prefer not to grind for money, at least it's good to know that if I come up against a wall, I do at least have the option of going through the previous missions again until I can buy the necessary upgrades earlier than you would expect. Only if it's necessary of course, but that's probably why other people, more sane people I suppose, who are doing guns only, don't do it on their first playthrough, but also not even on a new save file. But after they already went through the campaign and already have all the upgrades available. You know, that way you don't start off rather, well, handicapped so to say. And or playing it on easy rather than hard. However, even though I don't want to know what is coming up next, judging from video titles alone, guns only is at least possible, even on the harder Ace difficulty, which is a difficulty setting you unlock after beating the game on hard I think. So at the very least I can say that I did not dive into a challenge that is physically impossible to get through. But as I said back in part 1, it is less a matter of mere possibility and more a matter of how feasible it's going to be. And other than the lack of ammunition, oh by the way you do have infinite machine gun ammo on normal and easy mode, so limited ammo is an extra additional challenge for playing this on hard mode. But other than the lack of ammo, you see that in the top left corner, I mentioned it as well in the previous mission, the time limit. So far it's been extremely lenient, but that's not really saying much, we're still at the beginning of the game after all. So once we get a bit further and the enemies become more numerous, even though they are already pretty numerous, then they will also take more hits to take down, more time needs to be spent on dodging missiles instead of focusing on your targets. Yeah, that has me worried a bit. Especially because we already need to spend a lot of time dodging missiles rather than focusing on the enemies themselves.
Golem 2 just knocked one down.
This right here is what we call a learning experience.
Roger that.
Bugs 2. I'm cornered.
Nice up in there. Mage 2, locked.
Enemy has a lock. Bandit on your tail.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Okay, it wasn't specifically applicable just now, but I do have a tendency to forget that an enemy has to be within 1500 meters in order for me to be able to hit it with machine gun fire. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the additional cursor or indicator that appears to help you aim, that's why I try to lock on to each enemy even though that is meant for missiles. I believe it appears slightly before you are close enough to hit your target. So I should actually focus on the actual numbers rather than the cursor or indicator or whatever you want to call it. Or maybe I'm crazy and that's not really the case, but I think it's actually not meant for the machine gun and simply for the targeting system of the missiles. But still, it is helpful to an extent at least.
Tactical directly behind the enemy. Fox 2, get him.
Let's do the humane thing and put it down. Nice kill.
Okay, should I be angry now because he stole my kill? Or should I just be happy that the enemy was destroyed and that my allies actually have a practical purpose rather than merely flying around without actually doing anything?
Gotcha, Fox 2. Attack this connect.
Break! Break!
Attacking from behind my target.
By the way, it was just mentioned that this was the last target, so given that these missions aren't all that short, we're probably going to get a new set of targets pretty soon then, after this one goes down.
Fox 2, get him.
Ah, sneaky bastard, he's still alive after all that. By the way, I already had some close calls almost flying into the enemy. I'm still predicting that at some point that's going to happen. At some point I'm going to have a mid-air collision. It's just unavoidable.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
Seems to be crazy to pick a fight with us. A rabid dog would know better.
Missile incoming! Evade! Break! Break!
What the hell?
Caution, missiles!
Caution! Large aircraft is approaching.
Large aircraft. Okay, that does not sound good. Oh, what's happening?
UAV's close.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
Skykeeper, scouting one. What do about that monster?
Just waiting for mission command.
Break, now!
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Damn, they're agile. And there's too many of them.
Okay then, this kinda sucks. I'm getting some Independence Day vibes here with all those smaller ships coming out of the large mothership, so to say. So, this means we have to deal again with those hyperspeed drones. At least they move much faster than regular planes so far. So, yeah, this is a nice development.
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird.
It's knock you sideways. Even a machine can be outsmarted.
Evade, now! Right! Enemy dead overhead. Skeleton 1, 10-6, Commander.
Alright, so the big one is actually the real target and not the small drones. Okay, so now I should try to get the best way to approach the big one.
Too many, we can't take all of them.
Enemy on me.
Column 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
And maybe that means that I don't have to take out every single drone, which would be really good, but then again, how many bullets would it take to take out that giant airplane? I have 1400 bullets left.
Still appear to be functioning okay.
Killing me, Frank. Hey! Missile. We lost another friendly.
Okay, so they all count as independent targets. Let's see if I can at least take one out. God damn it. I have to evade missiles. I wasn't close enough yet. Okay, now I'm getting a bit too close.
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Oh, what's that? Whoa, 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 what the fuck? Okay, I said before that I got some Independence Day vibes from this guy, but I didn't mean it that literally.
Skeleton Squadron.
Oh, isn't that nice? So the big one has a shield.
All squadrons
Okay.
ordered a complete withdrawal.
So do we now have to upload a virus in it or something? Oh, please tell me that the small drones don't have shields as well. Otherwise I will have to crash one of them in a canyon or something. Okay, now I'm getting a bit too literal with the Independence Day references.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Column 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort column 2.
Alright, let's focus on the regular enemies then.
Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy that. Returning home.
Okay, so I have to protect my allies now. Well, that basically comes down to the same thing. The less enemy aircraft there are, the safer my allies are going to be.
Mage 2, walking.
Yowza!
Okay, well at least the good thing about those drones is that they don't take many hits to take down. It's just that they are a bit more tricky to hit.
Allies will hold off pursuit.
But if I can just scrape them a few times, that should do the trick as well.
Attaboy, Mage 2. Just keep firing. Got one in my sights.
Oh, by the way, I didn't notice, but I took 1% of damage. Yeah, there goes my no damage bonus.
More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative.
This is Gargoyle 1, leaving Operation Airspace with Column 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey.
Okay, I kinda lost track of which ally I need to protect. Oh wait, to the left there.
Caution! Missile!
Okay, so I think I should better get a bit more closer to that ally.
Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1
After
lost.
all,
What the hell?
on the radar there is a red target
Status report.
right on that ally's tail. Oh, and there are two, by the way.
I'm against an Su-30. Orange wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Yeah, she's really starting to panic.
Stop dogfighting and run.
Damn it, there are 4 targets. It's quite a lot.
This is where we lost.
Locked on.
Don't ice up in there.
Yeah, I try not to. But at least the clouds have a bit of an advantage. Given that I don't have to use missiles, but they do. Well, then again, I did get hit for 1% damage, so that was probably from a machine gun bullet. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure that if my ally gets shot down now, that will fill the mission.
Being locked onto.
Okay, that's not good. That gives me another time limit.
Mage 2, UAV
I mean, I'm not too worried about that almost 70 minutes of time left in the top left corner. That's quite a lot. But if my ally goes down rather quickly, that's going to be quite big of a problem. And I don't know yet how the checkpoints are in this game. By the way, I don't even know if there are checkpoints in this game now, come to think of it. Okay, that's going to be nice, probably. Oh.
Get tired. That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show them any mercy.
Okay. 2 left over here, at least. Then again, I can only protect one ally at a time, and not all, both of them.
Gollum and Mage, we owe you a debt, and we'll pay it.
An ally's hit. Gollum and Mage, move in to provide support.
Let's move. They're ours.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not that fast.
In gun range.
I'm still stocked up. Bring them on. A few seconds could mean life or death for them. Hurry up. I know. All we can do is fly away as fast as we can.
Box 2.
I'm dead meat.
Don't be, because then I will be dead meat as well, I think. I doubt it will just be retracted from your score or something.
This is not good. Brownie, break off.
Mage 2, provide cover for allied retreat.
Okay, if I can just take that one down.
Got them at bay. We owe him one.
Ah, come on, not miss. Oh, it came from the front, okay.
Missile inbound. Evade.
Okay, now it's from. Ooh, that was almost a hit, I think. Damn it, he's still not dead. Now there's a second one also.
Retreating ally has been shot down.
Ah, come on, really?
Cover them in this foobar.
Ah, okay, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, so indeed I have another time limit to worry about. Well, at least retry from checkpoint, so there is a checkpoint in this game. Okay.
Mage 2, what are you doing? Shoot those UAVs.
Come on. Okay, got him. Was that the last one?
All UAVs have been splashed.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Gollum Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Yeah, okay, nice. Alright. Mission 3 complete. We're still going.
Mage 2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach. The deck is clear. Mage 2, you are cleared for landing.
Okay, so now I have to land the plane again. Let's hope this is not like Top Gun on NES. Otherwise, the only way to land is by paradoxically using a power glove.
To carrier. Mage 2, bank right.
perfect, Mage 2.
Okay, that was actually pretty easy. Well, I'm not complaining. Okay, the third mission down. We're still not very far, but we're still going at least. And I am noticing already that the game is going to be a lot harder from now on. Especially missions that are involving a time limit on top of the actual time limit of that's in the top left corner of the screen itself. That is definitely going to be one of the biggest problems in this playthrough.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
At least something I have to worry about less now is I should have now enough money to buy the A-10 Thunderbolt. I don't know yet if that plane is going to suck, but at least it's going to have double the amount of machine gun ammo. Not that I have run out of machine gun ammo so far, but at least it's going to be one less thing to worry about. So that's it for this episode. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out my other videos, leave a comment in the comment section, and of course, stay tuned for the next episode.